Hello everyone, my name is Aaron, and this message is for my fellow brothers and sisters in Christ who are suffering. And as I have been corresponding with various people, I know that some are coming to the end of themselves or already at the end of themselves, and they are in torment. And I want to encourage you to not give up, but wait on the Lord. But also, I don't want to ignore the reality that taking your own life is an actual option. Job was described as a man that was blameless and upright in the Bible. And as you know, he suffered a lot. And I know some people I've heard say that the most amount of pain a human being can go through is by losing a child. And Job lost all 10 of his children on the same day. And on top of that, he lost his wealth and his health. And during possibly his weakest time, when he was at the end of himself, likely, his wife told him this in Job chapter 2, verse 9. Are you still maintaining your integrity? Curse God and die. Unfortunately, many people are tempted with this thought. For Job, thankfully, he rebuked it. He rebuked that, and he did not do that and trusted in the Lord, and God eventually rescued him and blessed him, as many of us know. But this is a real option, and sadly, some people take it. And there are famous Christian leaders that have taken their lives, and it's been, on the media. And I want you to realize that these people are just normal people. They go through spiritual warfare like we do. And I don't want you to ever fall for this trick of the devil. When that happens, the devil loves to try to trick us by saying, if they couldn't resist the temptation of suicide, what hope do you have to resist the temptation of suicide? That is a lie from the devil. And that is just completely untrue, because the Lord has given us everything we need to be fully equipped to resist the devil in spiritual warfare. And he has given us the faith to be able to trust in his word and prevail and overcome. And when I think about the time when I was suicidal, very close, and where I am now, the message I have for you, and if I could tell myself back then, is you don't need to do that. You don't need to do it, because the Lord has good things in store for you. It's a promise from the Lord. And he has very good things in store for you. A lot of things you probably can't even imagine. And it would be a terrible mistake if you took your own life. There's no other ways to look at that. It's just a mistake, a huge one. And you don't need to do it. And many of you, maybe on your 300th day of your trial, and the Lord has ordained the 301st day to be the day of your rescue. Don't give up. You can't. You must rely on the Lord and wait for him. Some of you are so close to being rescued by the Lord, for his work to be finished in you in this time, in this season of your life. And you must endure and wait. Let me give you an example from 1 Samuel 13. King Saul was about to go to war with the Philistines. And the Philistine force was enormous, much bigger than the Israelite army. And the Israelite soldiers, many of them were fleeing. And Samuel told King Saul that he should wait for 7 days, and after 7 days he'll be there and give the offering before the battle. Well, the 7 days that Samuel said he'd be there on passed. He wasn't there. And King Saul looked around and he saw his army get smaller and smaller. And yet here's this huge Philistine army. And so he had a choice to make. He could either wait on Samuel and essentially wait on God and put his faith in God to take care of this problem, or he could take matters into his own hands. Unfortunately, he took matters into his own hands. He gave the offering himself. But as he finished the offering, in came Samuel. If Saul would have waited just a little bit more, God would have established his kingdom. But because he took matters into his own hands and decided not to wait on God and trust in him, that kingdom was taken from him and given to another man. And that other man was King David, as many of you know. I know you are suffering a lot. Some of you are suffering a lot. But you must wait on the Lord. The day of your deliverance could be right around the corner. Don't be like Saul in this case. and take matters into your own hands. Don't try to heal yourself and look around like, am I healthy? You're trying to verify so many different things and it's driving you nuts. And you're trying to solve all these problems you know that you can't solve and only God can help you with. So you must wait on God and put your faith in Him. And the way you do this during your hardest time, when you are tempted to take matters into your own hands, is to take your eyes off all of it and fix your gaze on Jesus Christ alone. That is the solution. In Hebrews 12, verses 1 and 2, it says, "Let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith." So here it says, let us throw off everything that hinders. What is hindering you right now? I imagine it's a lot of things that you're worried about, a lot of fears, a lot of circumstances. Well, it says here, just throw it all off. Throw it all off and fix your gaze on Jesus. We are called to run with perseverance. And right here, the race marked out for us. God has planned good for us. And He said, run with perseverance. Let nothing hinder you. Just throw it all off, and all you need to do is fix your gaze on Jesus. And as you run this race, this life, and God has told us ahead of time there will be suffering. And as we run and we have our eyes fixed on Jesus, 1 Peter 5:10 says, "And the God of all grace, who called you to His eternal glory in Christ, after you have suffered a little while, will Himself restore you and make you strong, firm, and steadfast." That is a promise from the Lord Almighty. And so you're in a situation possibly like Saul, where you see your fears and your adversaries, the Philistine armies, enormous, just looks so huge compared to what you have. You could either take matters into your own hands and try to solve everything yourself, which will amount to nothing, as you hopefully know by now, because as you stare at your problems, it only gets bigger. Or you could wait on God and fix your eyes on Jesus as you run this race and wait for God to come and restore you, to make you strong, firm, and steadfast. The Lord cannot lie, and He promised this, that He would do this for you. Just wait on Him. Don't give in to the temptation of taking your own life. That would be a huge mistake, and you don't need to do it, because the Lord has good things in store for you, and He just asks you to obey. Saul should have just obeyed and waited for Samuel to come to offering, and God's asking you to obey, or telling you to obey. Fix your eyes on me. Don't take your eyes off me. Keep it on me. And trust my promises. I'm coming for you. I will restore you. And I'll make you strong, firm, and steadfast. That is the Lord Almighty's promise. And it will come true. So don't lose hope. And persevere and run this race with your eyes fixed on Jesus. God bless you.